Is full-time travel on your radar? In this video, I'm going to give you some tips.
I've been solo traveling the world since 2018 and had some amazing experiences in some fabulous places. I know firsthand that getting started with full-time travel can feel overwhelming. If you're trying to figure that out, this video's for you.
I'm coming to you from Penang, Malaysia, where I've been for 3 weeks. And as a full-time traveler, I tend to just go with the flow. So I book maybe about a week in a place and that's it. And then I just have time ahead of me and I make my itinerary as I go. Let's talk about what is full-time travel, because I think different people have different definitions and there are many different ways to live this lifestyle. I consider full-time travel to be any period of time that's not a vacation where you are traveling between places that are not your home. So typically people are going to go at least for a few months, but some people will go for 6 months, a year, and some people indefinitely. But the length of time is up to you. How do you travel full-time? There is no right or wrong answer. People do many different things. Some people will travel seasonally. So they might work for a period of time in their home and then go out and travel for a period of time, then come back and repeat. Other people will get seasonal work. They might be picking fruit, they might be guiding tours, and that will be their travel. That work, they will travel for that, and they will tack on travel to the work, or just be in that other place doing that job, and that's how they get to see the world. Still, other people are going to work remotely now that that is finally acceptable, or you might be a digital nomad. So if you are starting a business or you have a business that you can travel with, that's another way to travel full-time. And finally, you might also just retire. So you might be done with working and just enjoy the travel itself, or you might be taking a sabbatical or a break from work and not consider yourself retired, but not be doing any work and just also enjoying the travel. The way I see it, there are 3 phases to be ready to travel full-time. There's mindset, money, and mastery. So starting with the mindset, you want to get ready, get yourself mentally prepared to live this lifestyle. A great way to do that? Well, take a longer vacation. If you're used to 1 or 2 week vacations, try out if you have 4, 5, or 6 weeks that you've accrued. Take all of it or almost all of it in one go and see how you feel when you get to that 2 week mark and you actually don't have to go back to your desk to work. Do you enjoy it? Are you looking forward to the rest of it? Do you like the planning? See everything that goes into it and whether you want to keep going. Another piece of mindset is the affordability of full-time travel. A lot of people from the outside, and this is where expectation setting comes in, think that we are on a glorious vacation. Well, guess what? Full-time travel is not like vacation travel. If you're used to those 1 or 2 weeks where you're at the spa and you're shopping and you're buying lots of stuff, that is not what we do when we travel full-time. So typically we're going to stay, unless you're independently wealthy, you're going to be staying in more budget-friendly places. You might be doing your own cooking rather than eating out all the time. You're not going to have space to put all this shopping that you used to do, nor are you going to want to pay for baggage fees if you're flying in between places. So the shopping is going to be cut down, you're going to be carrying your own stuff, so you're just not going to want the weight as you travel full-time. Of course, the biggest question is, how do you afford full-time travel? When it comes to money, I'll tell you what, I was shocked to find out that it is a heck of a lot cheaper to travel full-time than to afford a fixed life in one location. It is one point I make in my TEDx talk about the benefits of living nomadically. If you haven't listened to it yet, make sure to check that out. Again, because we are not living like we are on vacation, we are actually living real life. We don't have the same expenses. We don't have to pay rent. We don't have to buy bottles of shampoo and olive oil. So, there's a lot of these crazy expenses you don't think about when you're just living your fixed life, but when you travel full-time, you just don't have them. And the more you can do to reduce your expenses, the further your money will go and the longer you can travel. The final piece to be ready to travel full-time is that mastery piece. That's all the logistics. So things like taxes, mail, this is where you have to figure out, how long are you going to travel for? While you're gone, are you keeping your home? Are you letting it go? Are you renting it out? What are you going to do with your stuff? So this is a larger conversation, and a big part of your time will be spent figuring out these logistical pieces. Also things like visas, things like vaccinations. I'm not talking about COVID, I'm talking about things like yellow fever, Japanese encephalitis, typhoid, happy, welcome to that world. So, and you want to have good insurance to make sure that those costs, which you'll need to because you need to renew some of those vaccinations, are covered on your plan. If you're ready to take the plunge into full-time travel and want a little bit more help, scroll down and book a free full-time travel chat with me, and we can talk about your unique situation and get you started with full-time traveling.